What is going on out there in the land of America? Welcome everybody to another rendition of DeletelawZ. Before we begin, hit the like button. Take your finger and hit that like button. It's right down there at the bottom. Share the stream, take a copy and link of the stream and send it out to your friend right now, to your best friend, to your cousin, to your boyfriend, to your lover, whoever you have. Share the stream. That's how you can help this channel the most, is by sharing the stream, making sure people know their rights. It's the most important thing. It's the most important thing. One more big favor I'm going to ask of you. If you could please type in the comment section, OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. That's what it's about. If we don't overturn Terry versus Ohio, we will continue to live in a jackboot thug pig state. If a cop can open up an investigation on you, well, then anything can happen. Anything can happen. Just so frustrating. So I saw this earlier. Watch this.
Who's building? Who's building? Who's building?
So these people are protesting, obviously.
Who's building?
This cop's gonna lose his mind. He has his hands up in the air and he's attacking him. Cop, he pulls out a gun. The cop pulls out a gun. He's lost his mind. He's completely and utterly lost his mind. Look, he's the one that drags himself to the ground and hurts his own leg. Okay, the guy is standing there. He's just standing there. And the cop grabs him and throws him against the glass. Now the cop is trying to drag him to the ground by pulling on the front of his shirt. This guy is in no way, shape, or form resisting. He knows that there's dozens of cameras pointed at him. He's not losing his cool. The cop is losing his mind. He puts his hand up in the air because he wants to show people he's not trying to fight the police. His hand's in the air. The cop who's going to hurt his own leg right here is going to escalate this. His hand's in the air. The guy in the green looks like he's grabbing his friend's yellow shirt. You can now clearly see that the man in green has his hand on the guy in the yellow shirt. You can see his green shirt, you can see his arm, and the cop is trying to pull the guy in yellow down. He's still, now the cop has his hand up on top of his shoulder and he tries to drop his body weight to the ground and drag him down with him. You see that? There it was. He tried to drag him down to the ground by pulling down on his shoulder. You can see it. I already did this, so I already know it to be fact. He's trying to drag him down. And wacko, he hits his knee on the ground. And then he pulls his gun. Coward. Absolute coward. What an absolute coward.
Happening today, 2 Chicago police officers are expected to learn their fate after being charged in a 2022 shooting.
Yeah, the two are on trial after being federally charged with aggravated battery and official misconduct after an unarmed man was shot in Pilsen last summer.
It was the morning of July 22nd, 2022 at 18th and Morgan. Sergeant Christopher Leokopoulos and Officer Ruben Reynoso were headed to training at the police academy when they saw a group of masked individuals. Chicago police said a shootout ensued, but the state attorney's office later determined police fired first. Surveillance video shows the two opening fire, leaving 23-year-old Miguel Medina seriously injured.
So, hold on a second. Let me wrap my head around this.
Office later determined 18th and Morgan. Sergeant Christopher Copolis and Officer Ruben Reynoso were
Christopher Copolis and Ruben Reynoso
headed to training at the police academy.
So they're going to training at the police academy.
They saw a group of masked individuals. Chicago police said a shootout ensued, but the state attorney's office later determined police fired first. Surveillance video shows the two opening fire, leaving 23-year-old Miguel Medina seriously injured. Prosecutors say Medina, in the white hoodie, was walking with an armed teen when they were approached by officers in an unmarked vehicle. In court, Medina testified, stating he thought the unmarked car was a group of gang members, so he put his hands up to show he was unarmed. He held a cell phone and wine bottle in one hand while the other hand was empty. As the armed
Look at these thugs. Look at the thugs. Look at them. That's the thug and that's the thug. And if you sat down and talked with them, they would convince you how they're good guys, how they're on the good team and they're the good people. Two jackboot thug pigs right there. Right there.
teen ran off. Officers fired shots from the patrol vehicle. Medina was struck. The teen then fired, but no officers were hit. Now, police initially stated Medina and the teen fired first. That was the belief until surveillance video was released.
Oh, so the only reason that these kids are being exonerated and the cops are being charged is because of the camera? Because we got access to the camera footage? That's the only reason? Yes, it is.
And showed a different story. The two are now charged with aggravated battery of a firearm, aggravated discharge of a firearm, as well as official
look how they're dressed up. Look how these G.I. Joe losers are dressed. Take a look. Look at G.I. Joe loser. We don't need this. We don't need these guys roaming around America looking like they're going to Iraq, to Fallujah. I mean,
aggravated battery of a...
Look at this moron. Look at all these morons. We need it for our safety. No, you don't. You look like an invading army to us.
Firearm, aggravated discharge of a firearm, as well as official misconduct. Now, those two are expected to appear in court later on this afternoon, where a verdict is expected. If convicted, the two could face up to 30 years in prison. At last check, there are no charges for the armed teen who fired that day.
No charges for shooting back at random people who just start shooting at you out of a car? Do these guys look like... They look like thugs. Those two guys start shooting at you out of a car. What are you going to do if you got a gun? I carry a gun. I would shoot back. Of course. Why wouldn't I? Look at them. They look like thugs, and they are thugs. They absolutely are thugs. Put it in the
for
chat.
The armed teen who fired that day.
JBTP.
We're live in Studio A this morning. I'm Darius Johnson, CBS.
Okay. Let's keep going down here. Cop crushes woman's neck in Asia. Oh.
不要这样，你先，你一个你肩上背着2颗花，你这样处理事情吗？对啊，你是不是我男朋友？对啊，那你啊，我俩就洗警。
怎么洗警？是明明是你在这样子，你怎么能让别人洗警呢？
你可以放开了吧
What an absolute
人家一个女生这样
psychopath.
子的。
Look at this dude. What a crazy person. Why do you have to crush your neck? Why do you have to?
你为什么要这样子啊？
我叫你看他，你不看他，你干嘛？
That said, I'm as tyrannical as the American pigs you see on TV.
你叫我干嘛？
I learned this by watching Cops.
啊！你要一个女生，你不能够这样子。
Oh. Look at no standard of care. Now he's worried about the person filming.
怎么的啊？
This is, man, China seems like a lot like America, doesn't it? It really does. Look what he did to her.
Oh.
What the heck? What? What?
Oh.
Just absolute garbage.
Hang out here for a second.
This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. And understand this. Chevy said sicko cop. I agree with Chevy. The thing is, though, is every single one of them has the possibility, like, you know, the old joke goes, I'll give you a bag of 100 M&Ms. Only 2 are poisonous. Do you want them? And let's just say there's only 2, but the bag of M&Ms that we get is like mostly poison M&Ms. There's 70 poison M&Ms out of 100. Do you want the bag of M&Ms? So this guy did this to this chick. You just saw the other guy do it to the chick. There's, you know, we know the statistics of women being abused by these jackboot thug pigs. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have respect for law and order or have respect for making sure that you're a law-abiding citizen. I respect those values too. What I am saying is that through video evidence, and it's videos in the millions, we are seeing that we don't know which is going to be the bad cop who does something absolutely horrible to you. And because a series of policies created by the Supreme Court all the way back from the early 1900s into 2023 today, they've created policies and procedures that make it so that if you do get that one bad apple, well, then what can happen to you is endless.